All right, hi everybody, welcome back. It's Bruce from the Epic Experiment Podcast. Trying another deck tech. This time a little bit different styles. We're going to do it laid out on the table for y'all to see. Old school. So here we go. This is an oldie but a goodie and very budget friendly. So if you're looking to play and you don't want to cost yourself too many dollars, Slimefoot the Stowaway might be the guy for you. So Slimefoot is a black and a green for a 2/3, so it's a Golgari commander. And he says, whenever a sapling you control dies, Slimefoot the Stowaway deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. And then you can spend 4 colorless mana to create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. So, it's kind of an aristocrat strategy, and originally it started off as a way for me to make a bunch of tokens and then token people to death. And it's changed quite a bit over the years that I've had it, and now into this iteration I have today, which is far more of a creature combo deck. So, if you're familiar with the strategy, some of these things should seem pretty self-explanatory. So, let's start at the beginning, because you're going to need lots of mana in order to use Slimefoot's ability. So, let's start with, we got the good old Sol Ring. We're going to have like an Entis Restoration, which is like kind of an improved version of a Harrow effect. We're going to have some things like a Rampant Growth. Those are like kind of like the staples. However, the real bread and butter in this particular deck are things that are going to let you to untap your land and use them again. So we've got Seedborn Muse and Wilderness Reclamation, which I think are both two of the most powerful cards in the deck because they allow you to untap your lands on other people's turns and then use them again. That allows you to, Seedborn and Muse in particular, Wilderness Reclamation a little less so, but still all very powerful cards. Allows you to activate Slimefoot's ability and make multiple tokens and flood the board with saplings. Nissa the Worldwaker is another good option because while she does say she's a 5-mana, 3 loyalty planeswalker, +1 target land you control becomes a 4/4 elemental creature token with trample. It's still a land. +1 untap 4 target forests. Yes, please, all day. And then -7 search your library for any number of basic land cards. Put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Those lands become 4/4 elemental tokens with trample. They're still lands. This allows you to potentially to fetch a whole lot of forests out of your deck, but more importantly, it allows you to untap 4 forests, which is exactly the number that Slimefoot wants you to use in order to make more tokens. All right. So that's our ramp package. It's pretty good in terms of like making mana using lands, but we're going to be making tokens. So using Jaheira, Friend of the Forest, and Enduring Vitality are 2 great ways that you can tap your tokens to make yet even more creature or more mana, and then flood even more tokens on the battlefield. So sometimes you just gotta get bodies on the battlefield and attack, turn them sideways. These 2 cards are great at making extra mana out of like small derpy creatures and turn them into powerful things that you can then use. All right. Let's talk about how we make tokens. So Slimefoot is a prime way to make tokens. Some of the best ways in this deck to make tokens are Tendershoot Dryad, Verdant Force, and Bellatrix Weatherbloom. These 3 cards make tokens on each player's upkeep. So in a standard commander pod, they are turning out all sorts of things. This deck doesn't care that they're not saplings necessarily, because Bellatrix doesn't make saplings; it makes insect tokens, or pest tokens. But Tendershoot Dryad and Verdant Forest can both make the sapling tokens. If that wasn't enough, we also have a Jade Mage in here. That's going to allow you to make make even more of them. So that's another redundant effect to allow you to do that. So lots of ways to make tokens, and you'd be surprised how quickly you can get a whole bunch of things onto the battlefield. A lot of the other things we have around here are ways to cash in on those tokens. So you might have things like Season of Loss, which is a neat way to draw some extra cards if you sacrifice creatures. Also, it can be used to point it at your opponents to, just dome them for a bunch of life. You've got some other things that, make a whole bunch of tokens that are always good, or you utilize like Dread Return. So you can sack some tokens to bring back a powerful creature from your graveyard. Maybe you want that Sadistic Hypnotist back. Maybe you want, that Zulaport Cutthroat back. Lots of good tools there to make use of all those bodies. All right. You may have noticed there's a bit of also a Planeswalker package that these are. So I've got Nissa, Vital Force, Grist, Garruk, Cursed Huntsman, and Nissa of the Shadow Bows. All of them play kind of interesting interesting choices in the deck. I generally run them to pretty much soak up removal because they end up drawing a lot of hate. Because if they left unchecked, they can cause quite a bit of problems. Grist can make extra tokens for the board. Nissa of the Shadow Bowels could allow you to return things back from your graveyard to the battlefield. Nissa Vital Force can also bring things back with a regrowth style effect. And then Garrick can make tokens, but can also potentially give you like an overrun or a style effect if you can get to the ultimate. All right. Now, I had mentioned that this was going to be a combo deck. So let's talk about some of the combos. So the first one we have is a Witherbloom Apprentice and we have the Chain of Smog. So this is a great tool if you need to just get somebody and end the game, because every game needs to come to a close eventually, and these two are two of the most cost-effective ways you can go and get it. Particularly when you put things in your deck like Beseech the Mirror and you have tokens to sack to go cast the spell you tutor up, you can do something pretty gross with these sorts of cards. The other one that is a creature combo in this list that people have been known to play is Slimefoot plus Chatterfang plus an Ashnod's Altar. Very quickly goes infinite, making infinite mana, and then you can then use the infinite mana to make infinite sapling tokens to be sacked to the Ashnod's Altar once again, and then to drain your opponents out for all their life, and they are quickly dead. It gets even more fun when you add something like a Parallel Lives or a Fecundity to it, so that you're going to draw cards, make extra tokens, and then do even more. So that's the deck. The deck runs for about $300. That's all in. Now, obviously, I could play more expensive mana bases. I could do things like play more expensive interaction. My interaction package is pretty limited in terms of what I got. But if you're looking for a good place to start, or a good introductory deck at a budget cost to get you into the game, this might be a really good way to get you going. The pieces are not particularly expensive. Most of the stuff is readily available, and for $300 you get a pretty competitive deck that comes comes right out of your deck box and ready to be played. It's got a plan. You got to be a little bit patient with it because it does take time to set up all the necessary pieces. So if your meta is speedy and is going to get you dead quick, then maybe this is not the one for you. But if your meta is a little bit grindier and people are looking to try and extract value from all their things, then this might be the toys for you. All right? So that, once again, that is Slimefoot, the Stowaway, Golgari creature combo deck. If you want to see the list, list is going to be down below, so you can check it out at your leisure. And of course, you can always check out all of our lists on Moxfield. Look up the username, the Epic Experiment Podcast. You'll find all the lists that we've brewed up over the years. So you're welcome to check us out there. Thanks very much, everybody. Take care. Have a good one. We'll catch you again next time. Cool beans.